School in the Perry Central School System starts next week, Friday. Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is the Superintendent of the Perry Central School System, and that is Mary Roberson. Mary, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, is it the Perry Central School System?
Perry Central Community School.
Community School, and we're going to talk about that.
And that's very appropriate. It really is appropriate that 50 years ago when Perry Central was formed, they put that community in there because we really are a community school.
Well, let's talk about that because, you know, a small town, small schools like Perry Central and other small towns that have schools, you are so important to the community, and the community is so important to you. How does that work?
That's true. You know, you need a strong community to have a good school, and you need a strong school to have a good community. And at Perry Central, we take in almost 400 square miles. So we truly are the geographic hub and the social hub of the community. And we see that as a strength, and we want to build on that and be there for our students, for extra activities, as well as for the adult community. So we really work to build programs and services that support the entire community, whether that is through adult education when we offer GED preparation and GED testing, wellness activities for adults. Even in the winter, we even offer continuing education for adults. And then for our students, we believe that we really need to be that center of activity. So in addition to traditional extracurricular activities, we also offer after-school programming at no cost, K through 12, where we have after-school tutoring, enrichment activities. In the high school this year, we're really excited because of a grant opportunity. We're going to be able to offer robotics and other fitness activities and increased tutoring for our high school kids. And then 4 days a week, we have buses that leave at 5:30 that take students home to help parents make it more feasible for students to attend those out-of-school hour activities.
So these are like the robotics is an after-school.
That's an after-school activity, and we're going to do the NASA Ignite and the Lego robotics. Both of those courses are going to be offered during after-school hours.
The Lego one, how do I sign up for that?
That sounds fun, doesn't it? Yes, it does.
Awesome. Well, Perry Central is, even though it says Perry Central, you're really more northern.
Well,
let's talk about Perry Central.
We take in the entire county except for Troy Township. So if you look on a map of all the townships in Perry County, we take in the entire central and northern part of the county except for that corner of Troy Township, which is the population center of the county with Cannleton and Tell City and Troy. But from a geographic standpoint, we're the majority of the county.
I'll bet that is not necessarily a nightmare, but a real challenge to do the bus routes.
It is. Our buses travel 1,200 miles a day, and not all of the roads are super highways.
I think we've been
but our bus drivers do a great job.
I think we've been on the air before. We were talking about school closing. You said, well, there's places in Perry County the sun never hits the road.
That's true. That is true. Right. But our bus drivers do a fantastic job, and our families are understanding, and we get everybody there.
Let's talk about the exciting, positive things happening at Perry Central Schools and some successes that you're hoping for this coming year.
Well, we're excited to be in year 2 of implementation of our one-to-one computers. Last year, we issued full-size laptop computers to all 6th through 12th graders, and so now we have a lot of the bugs worked out, and we're really excited about that implementation because when we did it, we realized this is not just about a machine. The computer is simply a tool, just like pencil and paper, and we knew that it was important to use that tool to enhance learning and not just as thinking that the computer itself is going to change anything. The computer is just a really powerful tool, and so our teachers have done a fantastic job in integrating technology into their curriculum. And now, as we go into year 2, we're excited because we have 3 e-learning coaches who we're going to be able to pay through grant funds to work with teachers in order to further integrate technology into their instruction. So we're really excited about that. And that again is paid through a grant. In fact, in 2013-14 school year, we have $1.3 million coming into to help and support services for our students and families through grants. So when you look at our general fund budget, which is $7.5 to $8 million, and in addition to that, we're going to put into the equation another $1.3 million in grant funding. You can see how that really supports what we're doing, and we think that's really important.
We must have a great grant writer.
We do. We're very fortunate to have a fantastic grant writer.
Well, you've been then using computers instead of textbooks?
We still work hand in hand. In some places they're replacing textbooks. In some places we still are using textbooks. But we do a lot of production. We decided to go with the laptops instead of iPads because we want our students producing, and we bought the Adobe software because we wanted to provide students with that production software because we feel like it's really important to prepare them for life after high school, whether that's college or the workforce and vocational school, that we want them to be able to have the skills that translate into real world experiences, and we felt like that was more important, using technology for production.
Now, you're one of the first schools, I think, to be using computers or on the forefront of that, and I know some other schools are starting to do that this year. We'll be looking at it. So you've gone through a year. I guess, in a way, people are going to come to you and say, what'd you learn?
Well, you know, we had been watching for quite a while, and we felt like we were kind of overall in the middle of the pack. You know, we weren't, maybe in this area we were a little bit on the front end, but we felt like we learned a lot from other people, but we didn't want to be the last because we really feel like our students deserve the opportunities, and we always want to be as progressive as possible. In terms of what we've learned, you know, I think we continue this, what I said earlier about using technology as a tool, and I think that that's really important in giving teachers support to use technology to enhance instruction. But, you know, some of the interesting stories, you know, we want to certainly make our students safe, so that's not only a legal obligation but a moral obligation to make sure that we protect them, but then balancing that with opening up the system enough to where they can truly use the technology. So there's a lot of balancing there. And then there were just bandwidth issues that, you know, initially the first week of school we left more things open, and we left open YouTube and the social networking sites. Well, we found that not only was that creating some management issues for teachers, but it was also creating bandwidth issues. So we came to a compromise, but we opened up the social network during after school hours so that students could utilize their computers at home, but we closed them down during the school day. So just, you know, those are some of the things that, and some of them are management issues and some of those are philosophical dilemmas that we've had to grapple with.
And you have recently did a bond, but you're going to have some great improvements.
We're excited about the improvements, although they're somewhat minor. I think that they'll definitely create a more positive learning environment. We did a very small bond issue to enhance our HVAC, so we're going to be more energy efficient and also create a more comfortable environment. Mainly, the comfort level goes because we'll have an air-conditioned gym, so we'll remember that at graduation next year. And we also have renovated our offices. We've moved the elementary office to down the hall, and we created a different entrance for the high school office in order to secure our entrances, because safety and security is obviously a top concern, and we wanted to make a more secure environment. But at the same time, Perry Central is known for being a welcoming environment, and we didn't want to give that up in the name of security, because we also feel part of what makes us a safe place is having people feel like they can, if there is a problem, that they can address it. And so we wanted to keep that kind of atmosphere. So we moved our entrances, and now we have, it will be a buzz-in system, but it's a visible buzz-in, so the secretaries can actually see the people, and so as soon as they walk in the door, they'll be buzzed in and immediately greeted. And we think that will kind of be a balance of creating a secure entrance, but also still very friendly.
Now, school's about ready to start for everybody.
Yes, just in a week.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. What are some things that parents can do to help get their kids adjusted to going back to school?
I need to work on that with my own kids.
Okay.
No, baby, even though I work all summer, I think that's just, our summer routine tends to be a little bit differently. And I think some of the things are just our routine and physical things, just getting prepared to get up a little bit earlier and make that adjustment. You know, we hope that students have been reading, and parents are always doing things to encourage enrichment with their children. And I think really always talking to your children about what's important, and maybe setting some goals for the school year. Sometimes, you know, we think about how did you do on your report card when it's maybe a little bit too late, and we should start thinking about that at the beginning of the school year instead of waiting until that first report card comes out and then so whoops.
Yeah,
so I think that, you know, really just I think a lot of conversation and building relationships and trust with the school in mind, and the more we can do to make that three-way among parents, students, and the school, I think the more we can build on that is great.
Okay, one more question is I know in the state of Indiana the core system of learning is kind of like in limbo. I guess they're looking at that. What's happening at Perry Central?
Well, we were a few years ago, the Common Core was adopted, and we were moving from the Indiana academic standards to the Common Core, and there was a transition plan in mind, and we created our own plan, and our teachers worked diligently to make that transition. And basically what we're doing at Perry Central is we're staying the course. We actually believe that politically Common Core is still going to occur, and we also believe philosophically that it's the right way. We know that we need to prepare our students for the 21st century and 21st century skills, and really the Common Core does address those skills. So we're moving ahead and doing everything we can to prepare our students for the exciting and challenging world in which they're going to live and work.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I really appreciate being here, and I appreciate the support of our families and our teachers. We have an incredible community, and when I say community, I mean everybody from our school community, from all the people who work at Perry Central, from our larger community of the parents, grandparents, and community members who support us and make us what we are. And that's what makes Perry Central so strong, and I'm proud to be a part of it and looking forward to an incredible school year.
Well, we wish you the best of success at Perry Central.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to each of the students.
Thank
Our
you.
guest has been the superintendent of Perry Central's community schools, and that is Mary Roberson. Mary, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching WJTS in Form. We are local people watching local people.